Online games have always been very popular and also a lot of fun. The fact that you can play with friends or other players has always been a very attractive feature in the world of gaming. However, in recent years, this mode of play has become somewhat oversaturated and exaggerated in many games, and in today's video, I will show why multiplayer mode is now destroying the gaming industry. Hello strangers, welcome to another video. In today's video, we're going to discuss online games and show that they're not only doing harm to the games themselves, but also to gamers in general. But first, I ask that you leave your like and subscription, as this helps me a lot in producing new content for the channel, and also keeps you informed of many other videos like this one. With that said, let's get to the video. I think there are several factors that have made online games a real cancer nowadays, but without a doubt, the main cause can be summed up in one word: money. Yes, it's that old story, right? Money makes the world go round, and in the world of gaming, it's no different. Companies have always delivered consoles, games, and various devices, all aiming to reach as many players as possible, seeking the ultimate goal of making money. Far be it from me to say that's wrong. After all, without money, there's no way to make games. However, it's important to deliver something in return for that money, which in the case of games would be quality. This has always been the priority for companies. They always prioritize quality above all, dedicating themselves to making the best possible game that entertains players to the maximum and consequently making a profit, thus continuing the cycle. Quality comes before money. Well, at least it should be that way. Unfortunately, in recent years, this practice has been reversed among companies, always prioritizing money first and to hell with the quality and content of the games. And well, companies do this in various ways, whether through expansions or the actual game that comes with an abusive price. But there is a more profitable way than any other to make rivers of money, which are online games. And, well, games are extremely profitable for companies because there's a little thing called microtransactions, which, for those who don't know, is nothing more than the online store of each game, which includes skins, weapons, coins, season passes, and so on, everything that the company wants to sell practically in the online stores. And well, this never really was a problem, but unfortunately in recent years, companies have overused and abused these microtransactions. We can give several examples of this, but let's start with the oldest and what popularized the Battle Royale genre, which is Fortnite. Fortnite is undoubtedly an immense and timeless success, which since its release has maintained a huge daily player base. It's been a phenomenal hit and has practically popularized the genre, giving online gaming a new surge in popularity. The game has obviously made a lot of money with its microtransactions, yet the game itself is free, which is a very important point that we will talk more about later. So, with the incredible success of Fortnite and its amazing profits, companies obviously noticed and tried to somewhat copy this formula, and well, for the most part, they obviously didn't succeed. Initially, we saw several other generic Battle Royale online games that caught some attention at first, but then faded into obscurity. At least these games were all free and only relied on online stores to make money, but even so, it wasn't successful. Amid these numerous, unsuccessful attempts to copy Fortnite's formula with entirely new games, companies had another wild idea. What if we take this formula and apply it to games that are already well known to the public? And, well, that was the idea that screwed everything up. Man, I don't see a problem with wanting to create an online mode for games and trying to profit from it. That's fine. The only thing I want is for the game to be good, but that's not the case for 90% of these games. And even worse is taking a franchise that we've always loved in single-player mode, whether for the story, combat, etc. Taking these games and wanting to turn them into cash grabs to me is just ridiculous and even disrespectful to the fans. Once again, I don't see a problem with adding online modes to famous franchises, but I personally don't really like it. I don't think it fits very well, for example, a Red Dead Redemption Online, or a The Last of Us Online that was said to be coming but then was cancelled. I think these games are spectacular precisely because of their single-player modes, because of their incredible stories and the immersion of the game. In online mode, this gets lost a lot, but anyway, it's really a personal matter. Some people like it, and that's fine. I think it's fair to make an online mode for those people who enjoy and want that type of game. The problem is when they prioritize the online mode over the game itself, neglecting what actually built that franchise and consequently the company, which is its single-player mode. Fortunately, that's not the case with The Last of Us or Red Dead Redemption. With Red Dead, it was even the opposite. An incredible game in its offline mode, but its online mode was a complete failure. There are very rare cases of games that are extremely awesome in their offline mode and equally awesome in their online mode, which is the famous GTA 5. Perhaps of these big franchises, it's the game that has been most successful in this aspect of multiplayer games, but this is a very rare exception. Now, if we were to talk about the examples that went wrong, Jesus, the video would last about 3 hours, no joke. I'll take the examples that I think are the most absurd. Let's start with Resident Evil, which insists on wanting to make an online mode. And this isn't new, it's been a while. Since the PlayStation 2 with Resident Evil Outbreak, which was actually a pretty cool game. It was already Capcom's first attempt at launching their own multiplayer game. After a few years, they tried again with that disaster called Operation Raccoon City, which I refuse to even call that a Resident Evil game, and more recently with the fiasco named Resident Evil Resistance. Guys, seriously, that game is so pathetic it's almost funny. They simply tried to copy Dead by Daylight and just threw Resident Evil characters in there. A completely bugged, poorly optimized game with no fun at all, which only aims to suck your money at all costs. Another much more recent case is the wonderful Suicide Squad game, which in turn had Rocksteady and the Great Warner trying to use the name of the Arkham franchise in a pathetic attempt to make as much money as possible. As if it weren't enough for this game, which is a live service game, to come out at full price. I won't even talk about the quality of this game, which you already know is a disaster. I even made a video talking about this crap, so if you want to see it, it's probably appearing in the card right now. Anyway, as if the two problems I've already listed above weren't enough. On top of that, the game is filled with expensive skins that add absolutely nothing to the game. They're just there for you to spend money and be made a fool of. That's it, a ridiculous game with numerous bugs and loaded with microtransactions, practically an online casino. They took the most legendary superhero franchise in gaming and turned it into this. Do you see why I don't like these online games? Other games that have also been negatively affected are the fighting games. It's not that they've become bad. The fighting games that have been released lately are actually quite good, except for Street Fighter 6, that one is terrible. Anyway, fighting games mostly deliver in terms of gameplay quality, but there's this thing called characters. Yeah, you have to pay to buy characters, and that sucks, guys. If it was just one or another character to buy, it wouldn't be a problem, but the issue is that you have to buy 80% of the characters if you want to play with all of them, as they release characters along with the updates. And of course, these characters that cost money are the cooler ones in design, and are also more unbalanced than the others, obviously. It's all just to make you buy the characters. In Street Fighter V, the standard version of the game has only about 8 characters. The rest you have to buy, which is just ridiculous. I miss the PlayStation 2 days when you just had to play to unlock new characters. Nowadays, in Mortal Kombat, for example, you have to pay to play with several characters that are classics, which have been around since PlayStation 1. I find this very disappointing. In Dragon Ball FighterZ, it's the same thing, if not worse. For instance, you start with a reasonably good number of characters in the standard game, but they release several different new characters, and each character in Dragon Ball FighterZ is expensive. So yes, there are many new characters, but there are characters that are the same, just with different transformations. For example, there are 5 different Gokus in the game. Dude, the base Goku, Super Saiyan Blue, Ultra Instinct, and the GT Goku. And except for the normal Super Saiyan Goku, you have to purchase all the others. Yeah, that sucks. And there are various other characters like that in the game. Vegeta, Gohan, Broly, and so on. Well, those were the examples I could give about why online modes are destroying the gaming industry. I focused on talking about games that I'm knowledgeable about, and that I play a lot and also really enjoy. But there are many other examples out there like Call of Duty or even FIFA, which are practically the same game every year that always come out at full price, and they make truckloads of money with these games. However, I don't play or enjoy these games much, and honestly, I don't understand why people still play these games, but anyway, everyone is free to play what they want. And if you have fun with online games, there's no problem at all. It's not because I don't like them that I hate everyone who does or think it's wrong to play them. On the contrary, I think that's what video gaming is all about. You play what entertains you, and that's all right. But anyway, folks, that was today's video. I hope you liked it. I ask that you subscribe to the channel here, and if possible, also share the video with a friend or even an enemy. And comment on what you thought of the video. Whether you agree with me, do you also think that online mode is negatively affecting the industry? Or do you think not, that online games are good? Comment on the video. So that's it. I'm going to wrap it up here and see you later.